There's one thing that I specifically wanted to ask a diaspora. So I think you should give me the chance for me to ask you this very question. Between a diaspora and somebody who is a white,
Yeah.
who are the ones that are rather painting Africa in a bad way?
I think you already know that answer.
I would definitely choose the white.
Okay.
But sometimes diasporas normally comes to Ghana or maybe Africa. When they face challenges, they go out there on YouTube,
Very
Instagram,
foolish, yeah.
TikTok,
Yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah.
and make bad videos about the continent.
And that's very
Meanwhile,
foolish.
they are from the continent. Their great grandfathers and mothers are from the continent.
Right.
Instead of them to defend the continent, they rather go out there to create videos just to disgrace Africa, just to disgrace a specific country and so forth.
It's very foolish to
Right.
do that, yes.
So in this situation, if you being a diaspora, you see a fellow diaspora doing that, how would you caution the person?
I would say your personal experience, yours. Your personal experience is not my personal experience. For instance, I've not been scammed. You may be scammed, but because you've been scammed, you're going to take that news and take it somewhere else. Why? That was your situation. And you have no right, you really have no right to go and share all these negative things about your personal experience, because it's not the experience that everybody has. Most of us have gone through different challenges, levels of challenges. But for me to go and say, oh, I don't like Ghana because this happened and that happened. No, I have to look at the big picture, the overall big picture. I've got to say I've had a good experience. Initially, did I? No. I need to be honest about that. No. But let me tell you, Aklevi, I never said anything negative about Ghana, even though I didn't like it. I wasn't very happy and I left, but I never said anything negative. When people say, which one do you prefer? I said, Egypt. But I never, and anyone will tell you who knows me, I never said anything negative about Ghana. Again, because it was Cicely's experience. I didn't have a meeting of the minds with Ghana, so therefore I wouldn't have had a good experience. But now I understand the people. I understand the country. I understand how things work. No water, no light, blah, 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 whatever. So now there's a meeting of the minds and I accept it. So therefore I'm peace within. I accept it and I have no issues. That's it.
Do you know there are many countries in Africa and their flags look so similar? Well, today I'm telling you that you need to research about Africa. Most of African countries have similar flags in the continent. Today we have a wonderful mother, we have a wonderful sister, we have a wonderful auntie with us, Cicely, who is also in Ghana, into arts, non-profits, a whole lot, philanthropic jobs and so forth and so on in Ghana. Today we are here for her to also share the experience that she has so far in Ghana and also telling us about the transition processes in Ghana. Mommy,
Yes.
welcome to our show.
Thank you.
You look so beautiful.
I do. Thank you.
Well, we cannot just, talk on the show without knowing you, the kind of person you are,
Sure.
telling us anything about you. So maybe if you can tell us something about you for my people
Yes.
to also know who we have on our show.
Yeah. So as you said, my name is Cicely, and I was originally born in the UK. I lived a very long time in the United States. And then in 2021, I decided I wanted to come to Ghana, Africa, the continent of Africa, for the very first time.
Wow.
Yes. So at that time, we was in home, right, in 2020. So I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I really felt this feeling of I want to go. And I've never wanted to go to Africa before, ever, never. And so it just kept pulling me. And Ghana was the one that was pulling me first. So that was how I started here in the continent of Africa. There's a lot more to me, but we'd be here all day. I would tell you everything about me.
Well, we still want to hear everything from head to toe.
From head to toe, you
Yeah.
want to know everything. As I said, I was born in England, and my mother decided she wanted to go to America, so she emigrated to America. And basically, she went. Then I tried to go, I couldn't go, and then my dad went, and then finally I was able to go. So I lived there for a very long time. Most of my adult life I lived in America. And it was interesting. I had many roles there. I was a manager, I was a supervisor. I got promoted very quickly, and I did a lot of things, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. I knew that in me there's that entrepreneurial spirit, and I felt like I wanted to do that. So I just want to say in my family, My family originally, they're from Barbados.
Oh, wow.
So that's how I've got that sort of, different flavor of different countries and going here, there, and everywhere. So that's me. And then, as I said, I went to America, ran several businesses there, roles, and then also started nonprofits there and ran nonprofit agencies. So I've got a long history of creating and running nonprofits. So when I came to Ghana, I had met somebody on Facebook, and we were talking, and then I decided I was going to come. And I got to know them, and basically they decided, we decided to, they wanted to start a nonprofit. So I said I would support them. So that's how it all started. So that was all fine and dandy. And then that didn't come to fruition, which
Right.
is everything in life doesn't come to fruition, right? Everything's a stepping stone, where you have to be and where you don't have to be. That's how I see it. So then I started a non-profit organization, and that too didn't even really get off the ground. So, and these are the challenges that diasporans, when coming from the Western world, these are the challenges that happen when we as diasporans come from the West,
Right.
that we have the intentions to do something, not the intentions to come and change anything, but to see what can be done to work. Because some people come to think they need to change people. Why? It's their way of life. Why are you coming to change their way of life? I'm not coming here to change anything. But what I'd like to do is contribute to the community, contribute to the country, but not to change. I'm not coming here to change anyone or heal anyone or save anyone. What am I coming here to do? Nothing.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So I'm not one of these people that got that calling to come to Africa, Mother. No, it was with me. I know where I need to go, how I need to go, and that's how I flow. It's very simple. But I must say that in 2021, when I first came, I was not really feeling, me and Ghana didn't have a meeting of the minds. That's what I like to call it. Because some people say, oh, Ghana this, Ghana that. No, Ghana nothing. It's also me.
Right.
We have to look at ourselves. Why aren't you and Ghana having a meeting of the minds? So that didn't happen. So I decided I wanted to go to Egypt. So I went to Egypt and I said, whoa, okay, I like this, different,
Right.
in a real Muslim country. And I like that Muslim country. I like Islam because of the, certain things are haram and you don't have people walking around and doing certain
Right.
things on the street.
Yeah.
It's haram. So I like that about Egypt. And I met some people there, made some friends. It was lovely. So then I came back again to Ghana, because I had a 4-bedroom house here that I was rented in Sumanya, in the Eastern region.
Yeah.
And so I came back and still was not. So then I was asked to come to Cape Coast
Right.
in 2023. And I'm like, why? What is there? There's nothing. Because I came before, just like around the holidays. I said, there's nothing in Cape Coast, nothing in Cape Coast. So then I said, okay, let me come. Well, it was the best decision ever. I'm very happy here. I love Cape Coast.
Wow.
I've made many connections here. And what it is, it really, for me, my diet, it works very well because I'm vegan, plant-based diet. And in Accra, it's very challenging. But here, I've got the organic market. I can get my fruits, my
Right.
vegetables, whatever I need to eat. I was just talking to my wonderful friend, the coconut guy, Seth. And he was saying, oh, because I invited him to my birthday party. And he said, what kind of food was that? He said, I couldn't eat it. He says, that's what you eat. I said, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're not used to something,
Right.
but that's my lifestyle. But let me rewind a little bit. I've been practicing something called Raj Yoga meditation for about 15 years now.
Oh.
And that started when I was in America. There's just everybody's on this journey of trying to find themselves. Where do I
Absolutely.
fit? Do I need to be in Islam? Do I need to be in Christianity? Whatever it is. And none of those things ever fit for me. So what happened was I finally found that what I was looking for, and that was the Raj Yoga meditation. So Raj means king. Yoga means union, connection,
Right.
not the physical aspect of it. And in meditation, of course. So then there's this, what it comes with knowledge, of course, meditation. And for me, everything I saw is like, it worked for me.
Right.
So part of it is you have to be vegetarian. I decided to be plant-based vegan. And so you do meditation, you have class every day. We have centers all over the world. We have one in Accra. So wherever I go, like, whatever country it is, there is a center there.
Absolutely.
So that's why I always like to go to a country that has a center, because if anything happens, that's my catchment
Right.
place. So, and I like to share aspects of it. And so like in January, we did something right here at Oasis. We're at Oasis Resort right now.
Right.
And Beach Wellness Resort, whatever they're calling it at the moment. So I decided to, I did an event in January, and we did something, a little aspect of it, knowledge of it, called the 8 Powers. So we did the 8 Powers, and everybody really enjoyed it. It was a whole day of sharing and interacting and seeing something different. So I always share about the Raj Yoga meditation because it's been the thing that has helped me in my life entirely.
Right.
Without that, the challenges that I have met, that many meet coming from the diaspora to Africa, I would have been gone. In fact, I just had to speak to somebody. They're just over challenged with everything. And I had to tell them, just keep on. Just keep on, you'll be okay. Like some
Right.
people say, run.
Mm-hmm.
But for him, I just felt like he should stay and persevere because he wants to do something really great for the community. So I told him, keep sailing. Just don't look at the sightseeing. Just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wanted to show him the gallery because, we'll talk about that. I wanted to show him the gallery because everything has been a challenge thus far. Whatever I'm supposed to do, whether it be housing, whether it be starting an NGO, whether it be working with people, whatever the case is. But this was the icing on the cake. Finally, the icing on the cake came.
Yeah, right.
And this was the most easiest project I've ever done since I've been in Ghana.
Wow.
It was like, the thought came, and it was very beautiful. Let me just go back. Because someone said to me, oh, I heard you have a art gallery, children's art gallery. I said, no, I don't. I don't have one.
Yeah.
So then somebody else said, they thought I was expanding. So I said, that's not me. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all of that was true. I just didn't know. So what I do, I always keep things. When someone says something, I hold it, freeze it. Because you never know when it says, oh, the light bulb goes off. This makes sense for me to do that.
Right.
So that's basically what happened. So I've been doing these programs with children right here in Cape Coast, just up the road from here where we are now, and then also one in Amina. So we have anywhere between 50, 60 children. And I wanted to create something where the children have something to do. They have artwork to do, and but free. I don't want it to be cookie cutter. I don't want them to say draw lines and squares and do this. I want them to be free to express themselves. And they're done absolutely amazing. And so you, Aklevi, you were able to come and see from that. What an amazing event.
It was.
And someone said, what I like about you, which is quite difficult, is that you bring Ghanaians and diasporans together. And I do it very well.
Absolutely.
So there's no blending of cultures, there's no integration. Everybody is them, but we're coming together and sharing whatever it is that we have for each other. So it was very lovely. I was quite surprised. I saw these, it was like a lot. I was very surprised. But I was telling someone that morning as I was coming to the event, I saw, what did I see? I saw cows, like, oh, these cows, more cows than I usually see. I said, there's going to be a lot of people. The cows are coming home.
Right.
So that's what I saw. So I was very happy with how it happened and how it evolved. And then I had, because I did an event last year, it was not quite the same. And my friend saw it and she said, what is this? She says, I'm coming. You know, people say, I'm coming, they talk. But she came and she bought 14. There was 14 of them came.
Wow.
And they came and supported the event. They supported the children. They bought loads of supplies, art supplies, little care packets for them each.
Wow.
And so we're grateful for that. So out of that, we have this amazing art gallery that I put my heart, blood and sweat, whatever, into it. And it happens. We just got this space together in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And my amazing
The
landlord.
place is so fresh. It's a
It's
new
still
building.
fresh. Yeah. So Mulatto, who is he's the barber there, and he also owns this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he owns this property here.
he was the one that came up with the light bulb idea, like, why don't you use this space? I'm like, but it was this little tiny little thing. I'm like, what can I do there? He says, no, it goes all the way back. And every time we kept seeing it, it looked like it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm very happy because a lot of the time when we do things, we do these things like, oh, we did an event, everybody goes home, nothing happens. There needs to be a continuum. So the continuum is that all the children's artwork will go into the art gallery. And so I will put it out there on social media. People are already contacting me and asking me, you know, how much is it? Can we, all these things. So this is what we want to do. And what we decided with the money that, with the money that we get, that we will use it, because a lot of the time you hear children couldn't go to school because they didn't have any supplies for school. So we're going to bank it. And then since September, whoever sell, they're in a business. So it's not like you sold my artwork, so it's my money. No, no, no. It's a business. We're creating a little consortium for them. And so whoever sell, everyone sell.
Absolutely.
We're going to bank it. And then in September, they'll have money to buy school supplies. So that's what we're going to do.
You know, you initially said people normally comes to Africa because they said it's a spiritual calling. But yours is not a spiritual calling. You only came to Africa just to give, just to, let's say, improve people and also develop Africa as a whole. Well, now you are in Africa. I've seen your work, couple of things that you've done so far, helping school kids and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
So what's next?
So what's next? What's next? Let me, can I sit and marinate in this little project right now? I've got to do what's next?
Yeah.
But let me just go. Can we go to right? So part of that is now with the gallery, what's next? I happened to meet this young man a couple of weeks ago, and he teaches art children. And I said, oh, this is the art that he was displaying there. And I said, oh, he's very good.
Oh.
Very, very good, yes. So so I said, oh, would you like to, I said, come and meet with me. We met with the headmaster and him, and we discussed. And so it evolved over time as it relates to what his role would be. So basically, he's going to come here and he will be the resident artist in the gallery. So he'll be there and he'll be doing these amazing, look at this. Doesn't it look just like me?
The pencil work, it's absolutely you.
I'm telling you, when I saw, that's the first time somebody's actually drawn a picture of me like that, like a sketch. And I've got to say, I'm happy with it.
Right, it even tells you that in Africa, we have the capabilities of doing everything. You
Absolutely.
know, yesterday I posted a video on my channel. It was a short video that the Western people learnt a whole lot of things from Africa.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, yes.
Right.
I'm in agreement with that, because it's interesting, because in America, I did a lot of, as I said, non-profit, and I worked very closely with the children in the school when my son used to go to school. And there was an exhibit where African-American inventors, and I took 2 buses to this museum that had all the African-American inventors, because I wanted them to see people that look like them that are also doing amazing things, that they could also do the same thing. So this is what he did. And we want to expose the children to these things, to show them, but not just artwork. Let me just say this, what's next? We're going to expose the children to tailoring. We're going to do maybe seamstress. A friend of mine is going to come, actually, she was a guest on your show, Galanda. She's going to teach them about business, entrepreneurship, how to run a business. So we're going to make these little people into very, very good businessmen and women. This is what we're going to do with them. So we're going to, drumming, whatever, sewing, we're going to expose them to as many things as possible. And let me say, why I did this was coming to Ghana. I never liked the idea of children on the street begging with their hands. I don't like this. It has been the detriment to Africa. That has been the detriment. The begging has been the detriment. So that's why this whole idea came to me. So a few months back, I was in Accra, and this little boy was saying, can you give me some money? I said, please, don't beg, please. He was so angry. How can I get money if I don't beg? And so I said, just start. He was furious. So anyway, months later, I saw him at the the art center, you know, the art center in Accra,
Yeah.
near Kwame Nkrumah Museum.
Right.
And he said, "Hi, do you remember me?" And I said, "No, I don't remember you." He said, "Remember, I was begging you. You told me I shouldn't beg. I should do something. I should sell something. I'm selling these." So I bought this from him, and he
Oh.
was so happy. So
Wow.
he showed, yeah, so this is why I'm doing this, was because of that little boy.
Oh,
And he remembered
you've
me.
made an impact.
I made an impact. So this is the impact that I want to make on children, because they don't have the opportunity. So I'm giving them the opportunity. So this is not Cicely's gallery. This is the children. This is the community's gallery, not mine. It doesn't belong to me. This is theirs. And we're going to do as many things as we can from there and other places.
Right.
And I want to say also, we've collaborated very beautifully with the National Youth Authority, who's right there. And typically you don't see that. You don't see an NGO and a government body come together like that. It's
Absolutely.
rare,
Yeah.
right?
It's kind of a little. It's, you know, sometimes obvious. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
But this was nice. The wonderful Madame Anita, she welcomed me in the door right away, and she says, "Well, whatever you need." It's like, whatever you need to do this, you want the space, fine, do whatever. And she's going to help us to grow, and she wants me to do the whole of the central region. So you say, what's next,
Right.
Madame Anita?
At least, you know, they also want to come on board to help you, because they know definitely that it's not easy for one person helping people all over in Ghana or maybe Central region. So sometimes if they cannot provide finances to you, the only thing they have to do to also help you, to motivate you to do more, is what they are also doing.
Yeah.
So I think it's also a laudable idea that they're also giving you their spaces for you to use freely, and also to develop the country too as well.
Yeah, yeah, and they've also given us the opportunity. There's someone that does like table tennis. They said the children can come there and learn the table tennis. And she was saying, like you, what's next? She said, "You need a bigger space." I said, "Let me just let's let this place marinate first, you know." And she said, "Next year." I said, "Okay, we'll do the stadium next year. We'll be in the
Right.
stadium, but definitely it will be an annual thing." And we invite people from around the world who they'd like to come and participate and support the young people. Because someone said charity. I said, this is not a charity. And I don't want to hear the word charity. This is something that the children are doing, and they're offering something to you. So there's an exchange. So nobody's not giving, because what happens when that giving is gone? What do you have left? Nothing. And it becomes like that begging thing with the charity. Oh, I need. No, there's no charity, no begging. We want to give the children a skill, show them how nice it is to create something, whatever that may be, and to be able to offer it. And some young people they supported, and they bought some of the artwork. So that's what I would like to see, and other things that as they get skillified
Right.
from other artisans in Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
what are the steps that you do consider or put into consideration to know the capability or maybe a skill of the kids that you're supporting?
What are the steps?
Yes.
What do you step?
You know, in terms of you thinking that I have a skill
Yeah,
and you wanted to support me.
yeah.
So what are the things do you consider to know that this is what I have?
There's see, there is no consideration. What is inside of you is inside of you. So I don't have that right to say, okay, you can only paint, you can only draw. This is where we've been fitting these little boxes, right? In school and in home, you must do this. I want you to do that. I want you to do the next. It should not be like that. What is already is inside. But what I do is that I pull what's inside outside. But typically, teaching is pushing in, and that doesn't work. And that's why you get the challenges. And that's why children don't learn sometimes, because for them, I don't know what you're talking about. This makes no sense to me. But if you inquire, do inquiry questions, what do you like to do? Inquiry, then you can pull out what's already inside there.
Oh, so many experiences, so many. At least there are times that you'll be able to meet some difficult kids. You know, sometimes I'm speaking from an African perspective.
Yeah.
Some kids are very difficult to control sometimes. Sometimes you have to put in canes, you have to, put in a whole lot of pressure or force to change the people, maybe to let them behave well. Sometimes when you meet difficult people
Yeah.
like that, how do you go about it?
So let me just share, there was an example of that when I first worked with the children. There was a little boy, and he was very it was difficult. He didn't want to join the group. And the mother was very upset with him. She wanted him to be a part of the group, which was nice. And it became a big scene. And I'm like, this little boy is going to be one of the most special boys and one of the most agreeable and going to contribute a lot to the group. And that's what happened. He is one of my, and some of the group from the USA, they also saw him. They said, oh, we love him. He's great. So he turned into this really special young man that is happy to be a part of the group. So he was very challenging. So this is, and thank you for that question, because what I decided was you are going to have those situations. That's just a unique situation. So I've decided to give both locations someone to assist them. So while they're working with the children who are focused and ready to do what they do, any challenging children, they can work them. But I said, no hitting, no yelling. It is not necessary. We've been taught that we have to yell and hit and all that. It's not necessary. It does no good. Don't the child still do the same thing over again? When you hit them, when you yell at them, don't they repeat it?
They do.
So then why are you doing that? It doesn't work. So what you do is you talk to the child. What I call is something called, and it's coming to me now, we call it like a ladder, like a step ladder. It's on my brain right now. We call it scaffolding.
Yeah.
So scaffolding means that what you do, you say to the child, okay, so if you take out the toothbrush, but you don't put any toothpaste on it, how are you going to brush your teeth? And how are you going to make them clean? This beautiful artwork wants to fly away. So how are you going to brush your teeth? So this is scaffolding. Rather than say, if you don't brush your teeth, that doesn't work. So scaffolding could be done for children and it could be done for adults. What is going to happen? You have to show them the consequences. They need to get themselves there. If you don't do A, you won't get to B or Z or whatever.
Right.
So that's what's going to happen. So that's scaffold. This is how you teach children. You don't teach them where you're constantly, don't do this, don't do that. No. Because I don't know if you realize that the brain actually does not recognize the word no.
Right.
It doesn't recognize it. So you're saying no, and it's like, huh? What? What does that mean? So the goal and the aim is to scaffold the child to where they need to be. Or an adult, any person, get them where they need
Absolutely.
to be.
We can't just talk about coming to Ghana, helping people in Ghana as well. At least we need to also know some personal stuff about you too as well. Kind of your life, how things have been going with you in Ghana.
Yeah, okay, that's a good question.
Tell me about the life in Ghana from your own perspective.
Life in Ghana. Of course, let me just say, I travel to India every year because the Raj Yoga meditation that I do, the university is in India. So India actually prepared me for Africa. If I hadn't gone to India, this would have been a hard pill to swallow. It would have been very challenging for me.
Can you clarify that?
Yeah, what I'm saying is that, okay, for instance, sometimes if you want to use a restroom, what do you have to do? You have to go use the hole in the floor, right? Well, India prepared me for that. If not, it would have been like, I remember when I went to India and there's 2 types of toilets and someone said to me, oh, the toilet is there. And I went, oh my God, I can't use that, I can't use it. Now it's like, please, if I need to use it, I'll use it now. So that sort of prepared me. Otherwise, it's a culture shock. Okay, like when the light goes out, oh, well, what can I do? What am I going to do? Complain and say the light is off, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't do anything for me. So I accept that. I prepare my mind for it. I prepare myself for it. Right now, there's a breeze. So I wouldn't need electricity. I wouldn't need a fan. I wouldn't need any of those things, right?
Yeah.
Water. Sometimes there's no water. Okay. The place down the road, I can buy the jerry cans and fill them up and get my water. Bam. All of those things I've learned to accept, because if you don't accept, you're going to be miserable, and so you might as well just go back to wherever you came from, because you
Right.
will not be happy here. So I've chosen that I'm going to be happy. So if I'm going to be happy, I have to deal with all of those things. That whatever comes to me, I have to accept it. It's acceptance.
But you know, what you are saying, you have accepted it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But talking of the diaspora union in this world, I would say most of the people that normally comes to Ghana, when they face this kind of challenges, water issues, electric going on and off and so
Yeah.
forth, issues and so forth, they think or they normally says that Africa is not the right place for them to be.
Okay.
So you have experienced that
Yes.
you like it and you want to stay in.
Yes.
But how would you also convince other people to also stay in or maybe stay in Africa when they are also experiencing this light out issues and also this water issues?
I think you have to sort of look at yourself and see what are your pros and cons. What are your pros and cons? Okay, so if I was here, what is it that I don't like about here? What is it I do like about here? You always start with the what do I like about it here? And so these things are only temporary. Is light out 7 days a week? 365 days a year? No. It goes out for a couple of hours, maybe a day or whatever, and that's it. So you have to, it's not something I could say, well, you just do this. No, each person needs to know what their comfort zone is. If it's not comfortable for them, then they need to leave. It's plain and simple. Don't stay where you're going to be miserable. I decided I'm going to stay. And I'm going to move around because, for instance, when I first went to Egypt, there was everything. You get water, you get light, you get everything. Guess what? They also have the light issue now. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
And sometimes the water goes up as well. So nothing is guaranteed. Nothing in life is guaranteed. If you're going to be always looking at things have to be a certain way, you will lose. You will be miserable. So go back. And then what do you have to deal with there? Whatever that is.
There's one thing that I specifically wanted to ask a diaspora. So I think you should give me the chance for me to ask you this very question.
Okay.
Between a diaspora and somebody who is a white,
Yeah.
who are the ones that are rather painting Africa in a bad way?
I think you already know that answer.
Well, I would definitely choose the white.
Okay.
But sometimes diasporas normally comes to Ghana or maybe Africa. When they face challenges, they go out there on YouTube,
Very
Instagram,
foolish, yeah.
TikTok,
Yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah.
and make bad videos about the continent.
And that's very
Meanwhile,
foolish.
they are from the continent. Their great grandfathers and mothers are from the continent.
Right.
Instead of them to defend the continent, they rather go out there to create videos just to disgrace Africa, just to disgrace a specific country and so forth.
It's very foolish to
Right.
do that, yes.
So in this situation, if you being a diaspora, you see a fellow diaspora doing that, how would you caution the person?
I would let them know.
What would you tell the person?
I would say your personal experience, yours. Your personal experience is not my personal experience. For instance, I've not been scammed. Okay? You may be scammed, but because you've been scammed, you're going to take that news and take it somewhere else. Why? That was your situation. And you have no right, you really have no right to go and share all these negative things about your personal experience because it's not the experience that everybody has. Most of us have gone through different challenges, levels of challenges. But for me to go and say, oh, I don't like Ghana because this happened and that happened. No, I have to look at the big picture, the overall big picture. I've got to say I've had a good experience. Initially, did I? No. I need to be honest about that. No. But let me tell you, Aklevi, I never said anything negative about Ghana, even though I didn't like it. I wasn't very happy and I left, but I never said anything negative. When people say, which one do you prefer? I said, Egypt. But I never, and anyone will tell you who knows me, I never said anything negative about Ghana. Again, because it was Cicely's experience. I didn't have a meeting of the minds with Ghana, so therefore I wouldn't have had a good experience. But now I understand the people. I understand the country. I understand how things work. No water, no light, blah, 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 whatever. So now there's a meeting of the minds and I accept it. So therefore I'm peace within. I accept it, and I have no issues. That's it.
Well, I understand what you mean. You don't want to say bad thing about a specific country.
No.
But you know what? I am a YouTuber
Yes.
and I do diaspora contents.
Yes.
I promote Africa as well. I want to bridge gap between diasporas and also African as a whole, because I want to preach to the diaspora that they should come back to the motherland. But coming back to the motherland, the only ways that we can also help other people to also come back to the motherland is you sharing your experience, somebody sharing their experience and so forth. So maybe if you shared yours and it was a good experience, somebody shares theirs and it was a bad experience. What do we do? Because the good has been shared, the bad has been shared. How do we generalize it? How do you combine all those good and the bad together to build the continent?
Can I say this, Aklevi? The good always wins. The good always wins and always outshines the bad. It may seem
well, bad news travel more faster.
But they said all news is good news. All news is good news. Let me just say, I was in politics, in America. And some very scathing things came out about me. And I remember them telling me, that's okay because your name is out there. So it puts it on the map, it puts it on the radar. Yes, it's negative, but at the end of the day, has it stopped people from coming? Look how many thousands of people come to Ghana every year. Look how many thousands. It hasn't stopped them. It has not stopped them. Look how many, there's numbers and records of how many people have come to Ghana. So it doesn't do anything. So it may, one or two people may say, oh, I'm not going, I'm not going. But overall, it hasn't stopped them. Think about it, really. It has not stopped people from coming. So just let it go there. Let the bad stay where it is. Move forward, step forward, and everything will be okay. Yeah.
Do you have an aspiration of being one of the council members in Ghana?
No, no, because for me, my role is very unique and different. So Cicely doesn't just stay in Ghana, Cicely travels around the world.
Right.
In particularly in Africa, that's my focus because I've traveled in different parts, Europe and other parts of the world. So I focus in on Africa right now, and I go to, before I came here, I was in East Africa. I did Rwanda, Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya. So I can never be tied down one place because I have to meet and encourage and support people all over Africa. So that's why I started this NGO, because it's an international NGO. It's not a Ghana NGO. I am going to be traveling. I have people already come here, come to Uganda, come to South Sudan, come here. They want me to go everywhere. So I would not be able to do that. I would never commit to anything to any one country because my role is to go around Africa, the continent of Africa.
You made mention of NGO, non-profits and so forth.
Yeah.
Myself, I also have a non-profit that I've been managing.
Beautiful.
Building boreholes and so forth for other villages and so forth. You've been traveling to various African countries so far.
Yeah.
Maybe more than 6 or 5.
Oh yeah, more than that. Yeah.
How do you finance your travels?
Okay, so I may not look it, Aklevi, but I just turned 65 in February.
Wow.
And people are like, huh? You're how old? I thought you were 40. I thought you were 50. No, I'm 65.
Well, you look so young.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good life. I take care of myself. The meditation helps. I have a good diet, plant-based, alkaline. And so it helps to really make you strong and younger. I've never looked so young, actually. I look at my pictures and I look older. Now I look younger. And I keep looking younger. Like when I go, they say, what are you doing? You're getting younger. So I'm 65 years old, so therefore I'm retired. Yes. So that's how I'm able to do what I'm able to do what I do.
Well, maybe you look younger because you are in Africa.
Yeah, I think that's what is making me look younger. Yeah, the beautiful weather and everything. The food is fantastic. So, yeah.
I don't want to compare countries to other countries, but permits me to do that.
Well, here we go.
At least you've experienced America.
Yeah.
You've experienced UK.
Yes.
You have experienced Africa.
Yes.
Africa in general.
Yeah.
So Ghana, Egypt, and all this, Rwanda, and so forth.
Yeah.
You've experienced them.
Yeah.
Comparing these three, let's say these three countries.
Yeah. You mean the continent and then the other country?
Yes.
So were you going to ask me?
Which one is best?
What do you think?
Well, I don't know. You have to share your experience.
No, what do you think?
Well, for me,
From what I've said so far,
I
what do you
will
think?
always choose Africa
Well, I choose
over
Africa.
anything.
I choose Africa.
Right.
I'm very happy on the continent of Africa. I got to tell you that. Very happy. So all those things that I was concerned about, like I have to run back to Africa to get, my medicine. I have to run back to Africa. Run back to England to get medicine. I have to run back to Africa to go get doctors. None of those things. Everything that I've needed to do, I was able to do right here.
People living in Africa sometimes don't seem to respect their own culture, their own continent. When you look at Ghana per se, most of the youth has been running back to America,
Yeah.
running back to Europe, or maybe either any other Western countries and so forth, just to make a living.
Right.
In your own way, how would you change these people, or maybe how would you explain certain things to them for them to have a change of mind leaving Africa to any other country?
Okay. So how would I change their mind to come stay in Africa as opposed to other countries?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how would I change people's mind as it relates to living in Africa? And I can't though. I can't. Everybody's got to know where they are. Everybody's got to know what they want to do in life. So I can't change anybody's mind. I can just live my good life. Like people have seen me and they see that I'm better in Africa. They keep telling me, you look happier, things seems to be better. So they're seeing it. So all I can do is live that life and all they can do is see it. I can't tell anybody what they can do. I just need to live the good life. But everybody, like people say to me, they've had trouble with family members not wanting them to come to Africa. That's a challenge right there. Don't go to Africa. Don't come here. Don't go there. Nobody said that to me. Everybody's really happy I'm here. Everybody, family, friends, everybody. They're happy for me and they've seen the change. So I've just got to live it.
Well, Africans want more Africans in the continent. Diasporas are part of Africans.
Yeah,
I know you have family members across the world.
I do.
You have people in America, you have people in maybe UK,
In Barbados, I have people
Jamaica,
in UK.
Barbados, from all over the world.
Yeah.
I want you to convince your family members, your friends
Yeah.
that are living in UK, Barbados, America,
Yeah.
to come and stay in Africa.
But I can't tell them to come and stay in Africa. What I can do is show them my life, and that's what I do. And so they want to come now. They want to come. People didn't want to come before. Now they see. They want to come and visit. So that's all I can do. But I can never tell people, come and live in Africa. It's going to be the best thing ever. No. What I can do is live that good life. As I said, they see, and now they want to come. That's what's happening. They want to come visit.
Well, my final two questions that I want to ask you.
Okay.
Don't laugh, it's going to be a tough question.
Oh, gosh. Do I need to run now?
Well, if you run, we are going to close this interview.
Okay. Go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Look as if you are scared.
No, I'm never me scared.
You made mention of eating in Africa, even though you are a vegetarian, and so forth. At least you have tasted so many African food.
No, I have not.
You can't tell me that you are in Africa or Ghana, you've never tasted Ghanaian food.
No, I can't. No, I'm vegetarian.
No,
I'm
the fact
plant-based diet.
that you are a vegetarian, what do you eat?
Let me just tell you another aspect of my practice is I don't eat onion and I don't eat garlic. And most of the food has onion and garlic in it, so I can't eat it. I cannot.
So how do you feed yourself?
I've got that wonderful organic market that I can go to and buy my food and cook. Everything is perfect here in Cape Coast as it relates to that. Yes.
Well,
yes.
You are in the fancy community, right?
Yes, yes. But I've had like the different dishes in vegetarian, but based on who I know as it relates to who cooks the food and stuff like that.
So what are the dishes that you've tasted so far?
I've tasted fufu and like the okra and stuff like that, and I like I can make it myself. Agusi, I love agusi with the palm oil and fufu and all that and banku and those kinds of things. So yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's good.
Yeah,
You've tasted
I like
banku.
it. Yes, I
You
like
have
that.
tasted agushi.
Yes, I love
You have
agushi.
tasted okro soup.
Yes, I've had that. Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So which one do you like best?
I like agushi. I love agushi.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I
now-
like it. Yeah, and it's very healthy. It's alkaline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Ce n'est pas la problème. Good.
Okay.
Now,
Yes.
how do you prepare agushi? Because you said
Oh
you
gosh,
can.
here we go. Here we go. So what I get is the contomri leaves. Yeah.
Yes.
So boil the contomri leaves, and then you mix the seeds once it's either you blend it or you buy it already blended, and you mix it and it cooks down whatever, and then you just drop it in and it just sits. What I like, it reminds me of tofu. So it sits in there like tofu, and then you can have it with whatever you got to have it with, and bam, there you go.
Wow.
So I know. See, you
Wow.
thought you was gonna catch me out.
Well,
Yes.
my final question that I want to ask you. You live in a fancy community, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So give me blow.
Give you a word?
So definitely, you might have heard a whole lot of people speaking fancy
Yes.
and so forth. Now,
Yes.
I want you to speak fancy
Oh, gosh.
for my people to hear.
Apome.
Excluding apome.
Oh gosh.
Me huye.
Oh gosh.
It's saying me dasi.
Now I'm in trouble. Now I gotta leave.
No, I don't have any problem with that. Since you've been in Ghana for more than 3 years,
Yeah. Well, in and out.
it doesn't matter. You have a house in Ghana, so you were supposed to live in your house.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
Good.
I'm staying in a not in a right.
It
My
doesn't
home.
matter.
My home.
So
yes.
close the interview in Fanti. Let's go.
You said I can't say apome.
No, you can't say it. Close the
But I
interview.
can say.
Talk to your people
One of
in
the words he
Fanti.
didn't say, I can say. I was listening to him. Yaminado.
Yes. So close the interview in Fanti. Then let's go.
I cannot close.
No,
the
do it.
Infante.
If you don't close the interview in Fanti, we are not going.
This is not fair. Do you see that? It's not fair. He set me up here. I go. See, I pulled that one out my hat. Thank
So let's
you.
go. No, you've not closed the
I
interview. How
closed
can you
it.
say I'll go, then you close the interview? You can't do that. So close the interview.
I
Let's go.
cannot.
Well, so you could see that she has done so much in Ghana, but she has failed in
Oh.
speaking the Fanti in Ghana.
But
Well,
how many languages do you have in Ghana? Come
Ghana-
on now.
Ghana has-
I remember I just came to the central region. I was in the eastern region. That's a whole nother language.
Ghana
there.
has almost 48 languages.
And he wants me to learn these languages. Let me tell you something. I can speak Arabic, some words, because it's one language. But here, even there,
Arabic.
they got, yes, I
Oh,
can
okay.
speak some Arabic words.
Saukaji Hausa.
Huh?
Saukaji Hausa.
I don't know that. That's probably from real Arabic. Because you
Yes.
know there are different dialects in
Right.
Egypt. I've not heard that before, but I
Okay.
can say halas, finish.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
Right.
Kakasunka.
Don't know it.
Yeah, you don't know it.
Yes.
So now I'm also speaking the Hausa because she is speaking Arabic and I'm speaking Hausa.
Hausa.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's whatever comes, whatever resonates, whatever stays, fine. But my plan is to begin to learn Fanti. That is my, it's
definitely
important.
have
I
to.
agree. Yeah, you have to. I mean, when you're in a country, I think it's important to learn the language. But once you find that place that you have to settle, otherwise you're learning A, B, C, and D, and you're not. It's hard to
Right.
go for. Like even in East Africa, they speak their language, but they're different dialects, different tones, whatever. So, yes.
Well, your final word to your people that are
So wonderful, wonderful people. What I would say is please like, subscribe, and share to Aklevi's channel. He needs to be at 1 million subscribers. He should be. He's very good. I too also have a little YouTube channel, but I won't mention it. It's been dormant for some time. I'm going to change
no,
it to
but
be more.
I think you need to mention so that people that are watching you can also support you as well.
Well, it's Cicely Soul Sojourn is a channel, Cicely Soul Sojourn. But I'm going to change it to be more focused on what I'm doing here now in Ghana with the Children's Art Gallery. So I also have a Facebook, Cicely Graves. He will give you the information in the link. And I also have Instagram, Cicely Soul Sojourn. So I'm being a bit more active there. So yeah, I think it's amazing when people such as Aklevi do these kinds of interviews. It's very most useful, it's helpful. And that's how I learn, from people like you who done this. And I did my research, and do your own research. Don't go by what people say on the YouTube channel, because you'll get yourself in trouble with that. So that's what I would say to you. Watch these YouTube channels and then do your own research. So come visit, please come visit. Don't let anything scare you. They said you'd get malaria, typhoid, all these things. Guess what? Cicely never got any of them. Still alive, healthier, younger than ever. So come visit. We're waiting for you.
You know what? Cicely said it all. I am stronger like something that I cannot mention the name. Very, very strong. You know what? Come to Ghana, come to Africa, and let's build Africa together, because this is a very peaceful place.